Alright, well, today I'm going to be talking about wear and tear on Zippos. Mostly from abuse or doing tricks. Um, the worst thing you can really do to a Zippo that breaks it down and beats it up and tears it up is tricks. I got three examples here. I got the oldest one that I own, which is a 96. This one's 10 years newer, it's an '06. And this one is a 2012. And I just want to go through a few little things. This one's the one that has the most use, and it's beat up. I mean, this is my first Zippo I got, and as you can see, it doesn't line up correctly. And if I open it up, see how loose this hinge is. And this is from doing tricks and playing with it, just sitting down, messing with it in your hand while you're watching TV or whatever. And you can see this one's older. This one's 10 years older. Barely any movement in the hinge compared to this. And I know you can send it in the Zippo to get it fixed. Not that big of a deal to me. This lighter's only $15 pretty much to wherever you go. Like any store that you go. You can go to a tobacco store, a Walmart, a Myers, whatever major store you have by you. I'll have one of these. And $15. They usually have this one and the polished chrome. And then we got here the newest one, which has pretty much no hinge play. Now, there is a little bit because it's not a precision instrument. It's not perfectly tight because, you don't. It's not like a hinge on a door where it has to be absolutely perfect. They just made it work. So there's still a little bit of play. It's not that high-tech of a design. Now, another thing is the spark wheel smooths down. I mean, this thing has been lit, I mean, I'd like to say over 1,000,000 times, just because of sitting around and, flicking it open, just playing around with it, and doing tricks and lighting it and just screwing around. This thing is very worn out. Still throws plenty of spark to light every time, pretty much. Now they say that it doesn't light, but throws plenty of spark. But if you can see, throws that much, you see how much it throws spark there. And the brand new one throws a lot more spark. Another thing that happens, now this one, a little bit worn out, but not nearly as used. But still doesn't throw as much spark as this. So, another thing that wears out is the actual cam and spring. The cam doesn't wear out nearly as much to notice, but the spring gets significantly looser. I don't know how I can really show you this, but this one just takes a tiny little bit, which is cool for tricks. So, by doing more and more tricks, you kind of break it in. But this one, I don't know if you can hear the difference. I can sort of hear the difference, but it's a lot stiffer. Metal stressens and weakens over time. Now you can go through with corrosion and stuff. See, you can't really see very well with the light, but you're going to be able to see. You can barely see in there. It's nice and dark and everything. And on this one, you can see how nice the brass is on this. It looks like copper in the camera, but it's brass. Brass is a gold color. Copper is more of an orange, dark orange. Another thing is, can't really see it on this camera, but the lid scratches on the chimney, and it rubs the finish off, and it gets pretty deep scratches in there after a while. which is hard to see on camera. But if you're a Zippo person, you'll notice that. The cam does round off a little bit, not that much because it is steel, and you are rubbing it on aluminum. But if you can see the difference, see how pointier the end of it is there compared to how round it is there. And I mean, this thing has been swung around and beaten up many times. Now let's what else can we go through? Obviously finishes. I mean, both of these are in great condition still. You got this powder coat finish, a little bit of a chip on the front of this one. You can see right there. All in all, the powder coat's pretty strong. And then you go to this one, as you can see from the reflection, from being carried every day, it's scratched to hell. Which is going to happen. I mean, I carry this in pockets. Sometimes keys rub up against it. I've dropped it on the cement, screwing around doing tricks and stuff. They just get worn out, especially the carbon buildup inside the chimney and around where the flint comes out. You can see a lot of that stuff just won't peel off. I mean, I'm sure you could scrub it clean, but I mean, that's just from use. This eventually loosens up, which can easily be fixed by pushing in. All in all, though, I mean, as much beating as this lighter has taken, it's it's still going, still works great. But that's really the main thing that's gonna run out on you. I mean, obviously, your wick, you're gonna have to replace those, but they're replaceable, so not that big of a deal. But your hinge is gonna get like this after a while, which me, I don't care. A lot of people might care. You could always send it in the Zippo. I'm not gonna do that. It's only a $15 lighter, and not that big of a deal. If it snaps off, then maybe I'll probably send it in. Especially because it was my first one. And you can see here, it's a nice tight fit. And if you just use it normal, that won't happen. I mean, I'm sure over years and years it'll happen. But see, like this Zippo here has been used normal for many years. And just marginal play in the hinge. And then the main thing of playing around with it, your spark wheel does dull. Still works plenty fine. But I mean, maybe in 15-20 years, if you play with these every day, or play with one lighter every single day, screwing around, doing tricks, you're gonna end up wearing that out. And you could just send it in the Zippo, and they'll probably just replace the entire insert. But just something to think about, by messing with them and abusing them, which is what tricks are, which I'll still do for many years to come. You beat them up and you tear them up. And they, that's just not what they're used for. So, enough rambling on. Thanks for watching.